YouTube. Today on The Naughty Librarian, I am bringing you a ginormous book haul. I don't know if they're in frame. I think they might be in frame. There's just so many. I have been getting a lot of new books in the mail. Like, it's like a lot. It's been a problem. So anyway, I've been just like piling them up for this big ass book haul video. All right, so let's just go. Let's get into this. It's like tall. I don't even know how tall this is. Anyway, let's just go. There's a lot of books we need to go through. First things first, I have Ruby Fever by Ilona Andrews. And oh my gosh, this is like the conclusion to this like trilogy in the Hidden Legacy series, and I'm so pumped for this. There's a whole lot to go through in this series to like describe what it's actually about, but basically it's modern day and it's alternate history kind of, where someone invented a serum that unlocked magical abilities in people, and it's genetic, so they can, you know, have children, and those children have the same abilities. Flash forward to today, now you have like magical dynasties essentially, and they're in the regular world. It's just like a new version of modern day living. And we're following Catalina Baylor. She's kind of like a private eye, detective, badass girl, and I'm obsessed with her. And she has to go save the day from evil forces. And she has like a hunky fiance, Alessandro Segredo, and he's like Italian, and I'm like into a lot of things going on here. And like Catalina is one of my all-time favorite heroines. She is so cool. I'm obsessed with her. So yes, I'm very excited to get into this one. I hope they still write more books in this series, because they have one more Baylor sister, so maybe there'll be more books. I don't know. I'll have to read this and see if it sets it up, but I am so excited for this. I pre-ordered the shit out of this, and it's finally here. Lovingly sent to me by the publisher, I got my copy of Fury Song by Rosaria Munda, and I am low-key obsessed with this series. Like, it is... It's hard to explain because it's being marketed to YA audiences, and like YA readers could read it and enjoy it. I just feel like a lot of the content is rather complex and maybe adult leaning, but it could be for younger audiences, but I feel like adult readers would pick it up and enjoy it just fine as well. It's kind of a crossover hit. But basically, it is political intrigue, revolution, messy, complicated relationships, and also dragons. There are so many dragons in this book. People ride them. People have, like, symbiotic relationships with them. Dragons all over the place. And there's, like, a lot of, like, class struggles and, like, overthrowing evil regimes to install a new regime that might not be better than the old regime. A whole thing about it. So there's a lot going on. This is the finale book, so I can't get into everything, but like it's a moody book about feelings that also has dragons, and I'm obsessed with it, and I'm very excited to read this. So thank you so much, Penguin Teen, for sending me this, because I'm obsessed with this series, and I can't wait to read the finale. It's gonna be so good. A few more books sent to me by the publisher. I actually got the whole trilogy. This is the Kingdoms of Sand and Sky saga. So I got The Princess Will Save You, The Queen Will Betray You, and The King Will Kill You, all by Sarah Henning. And the people at Tortine were so nice to send me the whole series, so thank you so much. And I don't know exactly how the whole storyline is gonna go, but I know like the first book is supposed to be kind of like a gender-bent Princess Bride story, and I'm like into it. Basically, you know, it's the princess and the stable boy, but someone kidnaps her stable boy, and she's sure as hell gonna go get him back. Yes, loving that so much. A female Dread Pirate Roberts. Please give that to me. So they said, hey, do you want these? And I said, yep, yes I do. And they were like nice enough to send me the whole freaking series. So if I read the first one and like it, I could just like plow through the rest of it. I'm very excited for these. Honestly, you had me at Princess Bride. Tell me nothing else, and I already want to read these. So thank you very much, Tortine. Let's talk about a couple more books I got from the publisher as well. First, I got Shine Like Silver by Alicia Hunter Page, and these were sent to me by the kindly folks over at Harlequin. And this is a small town sport romance, and I was like vibing with it. So it's a small town in like Alabama, and we're following this woman, Ava. She's living her full Southern Belle fantasy, and then one day she's like, I need to escape my life, and then she does so on the back of a Russian hockey player's motorcycle. And so enter Luca. He's kind of like maybe in the mob. I don't know, because I know the blurb calls him a Russian enforcer. And I was like, is that a hockey thing or a mob thing? Maybe both. I'm not sure. but he was playing in the North. He got traded to like little town in Alabama, and he's just like, why am I in Alabama? This is stupid. I want to get traded back. But then he meets Ava, and he's like, well, maybe Alabama's not so bad. Like, I don't know, but I'm into that. It's kind of very much opposites attract. Sports, small town romance. I'm kind of vibing with it. I don't know. It's not usually something like I would pick up, but like for some reason I'm just like into it. Is it just me? I don't know. But I think it just came out recently. So Shine Like Silver. Excited to try this one out. Also sent to me by Harlequin, I got The Gentleman's Book of Vices by Jess Everly. And I am into this so much. This is the arc. It comes out at the end of November. And I think it's going to be so fun. Oh my word. And like I've heard... like, it kind of has, like, a dash of Our Flag Means Death vibes, which I'm obsessed with. I love that show. This is a Victorian-era romance, and we're following Charlie. He is a man with a pretty extensive, smutty book collection. And he's kind of is engaged to this woman that he's never going to love. I'm assuming he's a queer man. And he wants one last hurrah before he has to get married. So he goes to look for his most favorite smut writer. And he finds Miles, who writes under a pen name, mainly just because he wants to, like, keep the royalties coming so he can, like, help his, like, you know, failing bookshop stay afloat. But he's a very, very good smutty book writer. And so they kind of meet, and Charlie's like, oh my gosh, you're my favorite author. I'm geeking out right now. And it's kind of like a relationship between those two. And I love this. Oh my goodness. Yes. It's a smutty book about smutty books. Yes. I'm just really excited to read this one. I think it's going to be super fun. It's going to be cute. Hopefully there's going to be like zany antics. I'm just really feeling it. So thank you guys so much for sending this to me. Again, it comes out the end of November, but it sounds super cool. Oh wait, I forgot. This one was also sent to me by a publisher. I don't remember which publisher because I did not request it, but it's called Blackwater, and it's a graphic novel, and it seems kind of cool. Like, it has really interesting art, and it seems kind of like paranormal, maybe some werewolves and stuff, but I never requested this, but it showed up in my mailbox, so I'm pretty sure it came from like Macmillan. I don't remember, but I didn't request it, but it sounds really cool. What is this about anyway? Okay, so this actually seems kind of fun. It's definitely kind of like queer YA, and it's like spooky, and it's a graphic novel. So basically, Tony Price is a popular high school track star and occasional delinquent, aching for his dad's attention and approval. Already great lead for a YA paranormal story. Eli Hirsch is a quiet boy with a chronic autoimmune disorder that has ravaged his health and social life. What happens when these two become unlikely friends, and a whole lot more, in the spooky town of Blackwater, Maine? Werewolf curses, unsavory interactions with the quarterback of the football team, a ghostly fisherman haunting the harbor, and tons of high school drama. I kind of love this. It's kind of perfect for like maybe like Riverdale fans, and it's like perfect for like spooky season. Maybe this will be like an October read for me. I'm actually kind of really into it. So happy accident. I didn't request it, but I'm not mad I have it either. So like I'm pretty sure someone got bit by a werewolf. There's like crows and like I don't know. I'm like into it. Happy accident. So yeah, Blackwater, and this is by Jeanette Arroyo and Ren Graham. Loving it. And all the rest of these books I just got from like random places. So we'll just go through them all. Why not? Sent to me by one of my lovely subscribers from my wish list is Weird Sisters by Terry Pratchett. So a few like live shows ago, Monday night reading sprints, come hang out with us. But everyone was telling me about Terry Pratchett, and one of my lovely subscribers was nice enough to send me a copy of a book, and I was like, okay, into it. So it's like, the little blurb on it says, think J.R.R. Tolkien with a sharper, more satiric edge. And already I was like, okay, I could take sarcastic Tolkien, why not? So this is part of the Discworld series, which I know is like Terry Pratchett's like biggest series. And this one has like witches in it. I think it was supposed to be like the witches from Macbeth, but like zany, if I'm not mistaken. But like I'm into it. I've been like intrigued by Terry Pratchett for a long time, and I know like Discworld is like the thing. So I am excited to try this one out. It has like zany, quirky witches. they're kind of loners, but they have to get involved when you know, shit's hitting the fan, and I'm like kind of into it. So thank you very much, Deary, who sent me this book. I love it. Thank you very much. I think I'm probably gonna try to read this for like Halloween. I also got a copy of Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee, and this is book 3 of the Green Bone series. I have read book 1 and I keep putting off book 2, but someday I'll read it and then I'll read book 3. So this is just me trying to get myself like to be held accountable to finish the series, because like it's really freaking good. Think like Hong Kong Magic Jade plus The Godfather. Like, oh my gosh, please give that to me every day. It's like very much moody family drama, but with like crime, and also there's like magical sci-fi elements involved. And that really should be all you need to know to get into it. But this is book 3. I haven't read book 2, but I love it. Tell me no more. Take my money. So I have it basically to make myself read book 2, because I want to read it with every bone in my body, every green bone in my body. But like, every time I look at it, it's so chonky. Like, look how chonk this is. Like, oh my word. Like how, oh gosh, this is over 700 pages. Fuck you. I'm sorry. It's 713 pages. Like, that's a lot of pages. And that's what the main thing holding me back from reading it. Like, if it was like 400 pages, I would like do it. If it's like 600 to 700, I'm like, oh gosh, that's like endurance. So that's the only thing holding me back. Another great fantasy book that I've been meaning to read and still haven't yet is The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. And this one was a find. I went to my local used bookstore and they happened to have this copy, and I snagged it so fast. I saw it and I grabbed it right off the shelf. It was mine. I don't know who on earth would have turned this into a used bookstore, but luckily they did, and I found it. So like, hey, I got this for like $5. I love a good deal. I know it's kind of like South Asian inspired fantasy. I believe it's queer. I think this is an FF kind of romancy idea. And, you know, it's people looking for revenge and also freedom and like fighting back against evil kings and stuff. It has like all of those tropes that we've seen a lot, but like I hear nothing but amazing things about this, and I'm so excited to read it. Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe I found it at the used bookstore. Oh my gosh. And it's like brand new. It's not even cracked. The edge isn't even cracked. Who would do that? I don't know who would like give it to a used bookstore, but it worked out for me. So it was kind of fate. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. I know the next book of this series just came out, and I saw it. I was like, ooh, that looks cool. I haven't read the first book, but now I have the first book. So it's fate. It means I should read this. But yeah, Jasmine Throne. All I hear is amazing things about it, but it's another one of those chonkers, isn't it? Yeah, 533 pages. Oh my gosh. It's a big one. Why is fantasy books so long? Just write like a 300-page one. Oh my gosh. I also got a copy of Recursion by Blake Crouch, and I recently read Upgrade by Blake Crouch, which is his most recent book, and I really liked it. It's very cinematic. I mean, Blake Crouch is a screenwriter, so it made sense that the book felt very much like a movie. And I was like, let's try something else. So I'm kind of going backwards, because I know Dark Matter is like his most famous book, but I don't have that one yet. I got Recursion instead. So this is like the book that I think came out right before Upgrade. So I'm working backwards. Why not? So this one seems really, really cool. It's kind of a mystery involving memory. So essentially, there's this like, I don't know, virus or something going around that's causing people to stop remembering their past or having completely false memories of a life that they never lived all of a sudden. And we're trying to deal with the fallout of that. And we're also following the scientist who's trying to invent like this technology that will help preserve memories. So you can go back and like re-experience your first kiss or what have you. Whatever memory you want to re-remember, you'll have it saved, kind of like a hard drive, I guess. And it's kind of those two situations meeting each other and figuring out what's going to happen. Because if everyone forgets their pasts, then we no longer have a history. What happens to the fabric of reality of the world if we no longer have a past that we came from? So it's definitely sci-fi. It's going to be like, I don't know, race against the clock, I'm assuming. But I'm excited. I think it's gonna be like a fun kind of action-packed story. You know, a one and done. Into it. I also got a copy of Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. This was my book of the month pick for September from Book of the Month Club. And I saw it and I was like, yes. I was like way into this plot. It's basically like elderly women assassins. Basically, we're following like these 4 women. They have been working for this clandestine organization for like 40 years as assassins. And now, you know, they're hitting 60-ish. It's kind of time to retire. And the company, they send them on like, they all expense paid vacation. And by retirement, I don't think they mean like going off and like enjoying your years on cruise ships. They mean like retirement, like, oh, we're sending other assassins after you who are probably younger. But it seemed like older women kick ass, and I was like so into that concept. I love it intensely. I want this to be a movie. But yes, the cover, I love that. I love that it's very like unassuming women who are like kill you with your dinner fork. Like, I am so into this. Oh my gosh, I didn't hear about it until I saw it from Book of the Month, and I was like, yes, this is my book of the month. Tell me no more. I want it already. Last but not least on my list, I have Carrie Soto is back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And oh man, I needed this. Like, I love Taylor Jenkins Reid books. Like, I pre-ordered this as soon as I could. I needed it desperately. And it's finally here. It has like a gilded like lettering and everything. I love that. I believe Carrie Soto was first introduced in Malibu Rising. She's a tennis pro. She was like the top of her game, very much kind of like has some trauma she needs to work out. I feel like a very overbearing coaches, and I think her dad was her coach as well. So there's a lot of stuff that unpack there. But basically, all of that trauma led to her being the best tennis player in the world. She retires, but has all these like records, you know. Some hotshot kid's coming up now, about to break her record. She's like, I can't have this. This is my whole identity. So maybe Carrie Soto needs to come out of retirement for one last round, you know, cement that record. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. I mean, you know, Taylor Jenkins Reid, she writes books that are just going to tear your soul out, but like in the best way. And I'm obsessed. I'm just going to read this right now, basically. Like, I'm going to read it right now. I'm obsessed, and I pre-ordered, and it's finally here, and I'm so excited. Oh boy. All right. So that was like a lot of books. Like, I got so many books recently, and I've just like had them in this massive pile, and I was like, okay, the time has come. I gotta like film this. So anyway, let me know in the comments down below, what was a find you found at a used bookstore? For me, I got a copy of the Jasmine Throne. Could not believe I found that at a used bookstore, and it's like a brand new copy. Let me know what your find of finds was in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And if you want cool exclusive content, including a book club, you can consider becoming a channel member or a patron. The links for that are in the description down below. And on that note, I will see you guys soon. Bye!